Oh god, no, 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 please stop. This has to be illegal. Someone's being paid for this. Hello and welcome to the Content Kingdom Immortals edition. Last week we looked at Team Liquid, who are the best team in the LCS when it comes to thumbnails, titles, all that good stuff, and their videos, obviously. Now we're looking at Immortals, who are probably the worst. My god, you guys are gonna have to suffer with me, alright? It's not just gonna be me suffering, you guys are gonna suffer too. But hopefully, through this analysis, we can see one, Immortals don't know what they're doing, two, Immortals aren't putting in the effort, three, Immortals could be doing so much better, and four, why? Let's just start from the very bottom and move our way up because honestly, it just gets worse, I think. Maybe it gets a little bit better, but we'll start with the first thumbnail. So I'm not going to go through the videos of each one. I will for a couple of examples because I think that they could really easily be improved. And a lot of times, like with the Team Liquid video, if you want to go back to the first episode of the Content Kingdom, Team Liquid actually related the title, the thumbnail, and the video. Yeah, a lot of stuff. Anyways, video number one. Can you guess what happens next? We have Ole and I think that's Castle. What happens next? First of all, that's already in the title. When I maximize the title, it actually the thumbnail, it actually looks like something that's a little bit reasonable, but their visual clarity is so bad. First of all, if you want to show what happens next, in a thumbnail, in sort of an image form, you don't necessarily need to show people that aren't known. Like Ole and Castle are not the draws like Faker and Chovy, who when you put them on a thumbnail, people recognize and say, hey, that's the person you want to watch. So first of all, I don't even think you need to do this. I think they're copying from people who, like, it worked for them, right? Or maybe this person, this thumbnail artist worked for someone else who used to do that and used to work for them. It's not going to work for you. Sorry, people don't know who these people are. So that's the first thing. Palafox, before he won LCS finals, people didn't know who he was. So no one knows who Ole and they don't know what Ole and Castle look like. I might, but not everyone will. I do interviews with these people, so it makes it a little bit easier. If I didn't do, I don't know that I would have known that this is Ole because of his haircut. Anyways, moving on. The second thing is, you're not showing me that something like, first of all, there's a Rumble ulti that you can't even tell in the original video, by the way. You can't tell that there's a Rumble ulti. But my point is, what if you set up a scene, right? You set up a thumbnail where you have actually like a question mark, like what's going to happen next, and you have maybe two champions like a Kaisa and a Shaco, both at 1 HP with blinking health bars or something like that, right? Something that actually adds curiosity. Just telling me what happens next when it's already in the title that's all bold, which I don't necessarily like, it's just not it. Anyways, I'm not going to harp on one thumbnail too long because they all suck. Moving on, pass or play. What the hell is going on here? When I look at it for a long time, I can tell there's a Malphite. I can tell there's a Garen. I'm not going to explode this one because it actually makes a little bit more sense bigger. But this is a YouTube thumbnail. It's not an art that you're posting, right? There's tactical. Again, I don't think you need to do that. I think if you put like a really attractive, skin, like a really cool Lux skin, and then you put a really ugly, Malphite skin, for example, and then you put pass or play, I think that would be a lot more merit than not even telling what's happening. Like, what is this? What is that? Is that a mushroom? Okay, now I have to expand it. I still have no idea what this is. Is this a Heimerdinger? Is this a frog? Is this Teemo skin? I don't know. Why is that there? I don't know. Is there something? Okay, yeah. This was not it. This was not it. This is probably one of the worst ones. Like the visual clarity in the thumbnail version is really bad, and there are worse ones. This next one with the go kart. First of all, you can kind of tell that the face was photoshopped, but you don't know who that is. And it says Mask delivers savings on a go kart. And I understand you're not putting much effort because it's deliverable for progressive. I get that. But again, why not actually have go karts and then, a go kart that's about to crash into something, and maybe that crashing is like a mystery box, and that mystery box is savings. Like, these are things that if you spent 5 minutes thinking of, you would have found better thumbnails than what you're thinking. This is not my job. This is your job. You're being paid for this. And this is what you come up with? This is ridiculous, right? I'm not blaming the exact thumbnail artist. Maybe someone's telling him, hey, this is what we're thinking of, right? The person who shoots the video might be saying it, and they might be doing it in the opposite way, where instead of designing the thumbnail, and the title, and then realizing, okay, this video actually works. People will be actually interested in this video, and that's why we're making it. We're not making it for fun. If this was for fun, I'd say sure, but you're making it because you want to capture interest. And if there's no interest in your title and thumbnail, there's no point in making the video. So you should start with your title and thumbnail. Anyways, I digress. We talked about this before. This next one, I will actually forgive them because it's more of an update rather than to interest people. And so I don't think you necessarily need Summer Split update on there with the title. In general, I try not to repeat the title just because it's a waste of space. But yeah, I mean, off the top of my head, I can think of slight improvements, but I can't think of something that's like obviously glaring out. I would actually need to do research on how people announce things and things like that, like specific organizations. I'd look at Optic and what they did before. That's something that you could learn. You need to do a research, and judging by the thumbnails and titles that I'm seeing in front of me, they haven't done any research. Okay, we're gonna come to one where I am so frustrated by because it's so easy. You know what? Let's just go to it. What's in the box? All right. This is hyperbole. Don't actually take this to heart. But like, whoever did this thumbnail needs to be fired. Come on, whoever came up with this idea. It says what's in the box, and then you write what's in the box. You don't put a box. You don't put a box. What is the point? It's so obvious. If you spent 2 seconds, if you just took what's in the box and put it onto YouTube, you just put it onto YouTube search. What's in the box, right? You'll find thumbnails like these that show box creativity, right? I don't even know if they have a Komodo dragon in there. Probably not, but it's just a thumbnail, man. Like the snake. There's so many really cool things. And I know I wrote what's in the box challenge, but you can put what's in the box. These will come up. It just won't be the first thing. Like, come on. These thumbnails are right there. It's really not that hard. I suck at thumbnails. That's why when you look at my thumbnails, you're like, huh? But it's not because I don't know what a thumbnail is or what a good thumbnail is. I don't have the skills to do it. But like, come on. What on earth? You're saying what's in the box? You don't even put a box? It's like 101. Anyways, going back to where we were. There's 1, 2, 3 thumbnails that are all the same, right? It's supposed to be like capturing their week, but it doesn't give that vibe, right? This sort of camera border, you might catch it, you might not. I guess they're trying to go with some branding. I'll forgive them for it. What I won't forgive them for is the titles and intros, actually. Let's just look at one. I'm not going to look at all of them, but esports players can use a grill, right? Actually, let's look at this one real quick. The Good, the Bad, and the Ludwig. There's no Ludwig in the thumbnail. If you're going to bring up Ludwig, you should put Ludwig. Why is Ludwig not there? Come on, that's going to boost your views by 1,000 at least, right? Even if the thumbnails suck, at least Ludwig is going to be there. And some people might click, oh, Ludwig Immortals? Like, what's going on? I digress. Esports players can use a grill? Question mark. First of all, there's no grill. Is Mass the one doing the grilling? Like, I don't understand. And then when you look at the video, right? I'm going to mute it just because the music is so loud, and you can watch this for yourself. But like, you cannot tell what the person is saying, and this text distracts from the actual grilling, and it's literally just a minute of words you cannot understand of camera, like not even showing the grilling. Like what am I watching? What am I watching? Where's the grilling? You're just showing face pictures? Okay, now, if you started off with this, and maybe like later on, you'll see like a zoom up of the actual food. Maybe if you started with people eating and like grills and something useful. Like, first of all, I don't think that should have been the focus of the video, but I digress. If you want to talk about grilling, why not put grilling? Like, I watch all these videos. I know some of these, it says that I haven't watched, but just because I probably watched them on another YouTube account or not logged in. But like, they're just so bad. The title of the thumbnail, it doesn't inspire me. And I don't watch it because, oh, I'm inspired. I personally like it. No, I hate it. I watch it because I'm like, man, how can it be so bad? This animated comms, honestly, I think it was pretty creative what they did with the characters and whatnot. I think maybe they could have done a little bit of a better job showing pre-struggles. Maybe if you want to make it like a series and have this like in a small tiny corner and then have like actual struggles on the thumbnail, it's very easy. All you have to do is actually just go to YouTube, right? And you're gonna see what my For You page looks like. But you go to YouTube and you do like we are struggling. For example, I can't spell, I know. Is that a name of a game? And like, just look at the thumbnails. Look at the ones that actually pop up, right? And maybe learn from them, right? I probably wouldn't use this, right? This is people also watch. You can go back and actually like filter out specific things that you want, but it's not that hard, is my point. And yet they're putting no effort into the research, into anything. Okay, now this tacticals duo is so bad because you have no idea what's going on. First of all, you have way too many people on the shot. I already talked about this. You have way too many people on the shot. And then when you actually open the video, oh Lord.
I'm telling you, man, you gotta take.
When you actually look at the video, there's no tactical. Like the first, look, it's a 50-second video. Look at when tactical first shows up. We're just talking about wrist pain here, right? I don't want the audio playing because I just don't enjoy the background music. Look, it takes 13 seconds. 13 seconds for tactical to show up. You know what you could have done just to make this a little bit better? While they're walking and talking, right, and clearly looking at the camera, that first frame, they just picked the bad frame, never mind. You could like flash tactical, right? So 1 second them talking, they don't actually see tactical, and then the next second, tactical is struggling. And it's sort of funny because as an audience, we expect them to reach tactical. Maybe if they were on the corner and when they hit the corner, they actually see it. So we know that something is happening tactical with it, with his duo, right? At the same time, these people are walking, they're clueless. Us as an audience, we are privy to that knowledge. At least it puts some sort of tension, some sort of like, oh, this is going to be funny. There's something there. Because honestly, I understand this is just this is just a video because they had to. It's a sponsored thing. But like, if you're going to be putting effort into these things, like, please just put effort. There are 63 stars on the American flag. There's no, where are the stars? Where are the stars? Where's the American flag? Where are the stars? Ah, man. I'm gonna make this a short one. I was planning on going for like 25 plus video minutes and like really actually playing their videos, but their intros, their titles, their thumbnails do not work together. A lot of their thumbnails have visual clutter. I cannot tell what's happening. I can't tell what's happening. There's too much going on the screen, and it's just a bunch of colors. It really is. I couldn't tell the champions. When I first watched this, it literally right before shooting the screen, I finally figured out, I don't want to maximize it. I finally figured out that that was a Garen in the background. And maybe I'm crazy, but I still don't know what this thing is. I still don't know. All right, one last thumbnail. I'm going to be kind here. They tried. They tried with that Squidward, but like, if you're going to do Pictionary, why don't you have the pictures as the front and center of these videos, of the thumbnail, right? Like, think about it. It's supposed to be bad art, so why don't you show the bad art? And then maybe put the characters on the side. I hate this obsession with trying to put their players first and foremost when the players are not known. If you have a double lift, go ahead and do that. You don't have a double lift. You're trying to build these characters. And don't tell me you're building brand when literally every split you're making moves. Like, that's not it, okay? Build the Immortals brand. Do not build the Armeo brand, the Tactical brand, the Ole brand. If he has a huge following, you can use it, right? That's part of signing and part of negotiations with contracts. But it's not your job to build up Tactical. It's not your job to build up Ole. It's your job to build up Immortals. And you are failing at every step of the way. I'm happy you're putting out content. I am extremely disappointed at the level of effort that's being put into this content. I put more effort into my content. I have a full-time job. This is my hobby, and I'm putting more effort than you are at your full-time job. Well, I don't know if it's a full-time job or they have like an intern working on this stuff, but at the end of the day, you're being paid for this. And honestly, looking at the views, it ain't worth it. So when orgs cut the salaries and don't do any media, it's because they're burned. It's because they put all this money and effort for 100 views. And honestly, that's not cool. It's not cool. You can do better. So put in that effort and learn. Because honestly, I see no progression. I see no thought. I see no learning. You know, if it was like, hey, we experimented with this, it did a little bit better than the other type, we're going to stick with this and try to iterate, try to learn, try to do research, try to do something. Right before we make this what's in the box video, clearly we knew that we saw it somewhere, so why don't we take notes? The intro to this, by the way. Okay, we're going to watch this together. Did I? No, okay. The intro to this is just Tactical being like, hey guys, we're gonna be playing what's in the box, and then the Immortals logo. The first 5 seconds do not make me want to watch the video. You know, if it was like the part where Ole is like getting what is Sus doing in English? Getting surprised, and he's like, ah, come check it. Like, what's going on? And or Mask or someone just being like, oh my god, what's in there? And you're not actually showing us. You create some sort of suspense. I'm not asking you to do 100 times more work. I'm asking you to just optimize what you're doing because you have it there. You're wasting it. And honestly, it sucks for these guys because guess what? They're spending their time doing content, and then it's getting less views than like a regular short would with zero effort. Like, okay, our Disneyland adventure, you're not showing anything in Disney that was adventurous. So why do I think it's adventurous? Whisper challenge, you're not showing someone whispering in someone's ear. And you writing whisper challenge again, like, come on. I understand that's not how it's working, but just show. Show, don't tell. Don't make a thumbnail telling me whisper challenge when the title tells me whisper challenge. Guessing babies. I see one baby. Show me babies. And then maybe someone pointing to that baby and pointing to someone else. Like, give me a visual of what's happening. Can you create a thumbnail, a picture that depicts exactly what's happening in one frame, in one picture? Can you do that? Because that's what thumbnails are. It's supposed to make me think this is what's happening. I want to know more. Look at this. Answering random questions. What even is this thumbnail? What is that? It's a bowl with papers flying and then someone going like what? What is that? What is going on? IMT are by far the worst when it comes to thumbnails, when it comes to titles, and when it comes to making the videos. They suck. And I understand sometimes their concepts are cool, like what's in the box? Oh, that's such a funny video. I found it very fun. But at the end of the day, it's not living up to the standard. You're not making videos for your friends. You're making videos so you can build brand. And when you're doing that, when you're spending that much money on a video, this type of result is unacceptable. It really is not acceptable. If you were spending $0, maybe even then, I would say this is unacceptable. It's a waste of time. Because it's a waste of time, and time is money. So I implore you guys, learn. I'm not saying, I know I said fire this person before. Don't fire them. Have them learn. Have them look at what other successful YouTubers have done. What other successful organizations have done. What other successful, like Optic. Have them learn from there. And then evolve, right? Optic is one of the best examples I can give. But look at what FaZe has done with their YouTube channel as well. Look at what Offline TV has done with their brands and their partners. And just, there's so much out there that you guys can learn from. And yet, for some reason, we're trying to reinvent the box? Come on, man. That's just not cool. Anyways, if you enjoyed this, next week is going to be Dignitas. And I have a few words for Sylvix.